Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Pamela, and on today's video I am going to be talking and just showing you my flowering, gosh, I don't even know what this plant is. It's in the agave family, I know for sure, but I don't know exactly what kind of plant this is. So please, if any succulent loving person knows exactly what this is, please let me know down below. I've had this plant since 2014, and of course since then it's grown like a mammoth. So I am just beyond elated. And last year, for the first time, so 6 years now I've had this plant. So in the 5th year of me owning this plant, it actually decided it wanted to flower. So it flowered and I was just like, whoa, what the hell is this? Where did this come from? It's stunning, it's gorgeous, and will it ever flower again? And lo and behold, this year it's flowered yet again for me. So last year's flower, I'm gonna just show you as I turn this around, came from this guy right here, and it flowered these beautiful blooms that you're pretty much just looking at right now. Oh, it's hard to keep this plant steady because my hands are holding it, but it flowered these beautiful blooms. And I'm so happy. So if you want a good look at this plant, it lives within this forest mix of African milk trees and Euphorbias and some more little aloe agave sort of plants. And it had a couple other things alongside it. Well, one more other thing, but that one did not survive the conditions that I forced upon it. Backstory of this plant, I actually picked this up in the Dominican Republic from one of their supermarkets, and I brought it back to the States. And this is, of course, like with the whole knowledge of, like, you know, bringing plants from out of the country, but this is actually a Costa Farms plant, because in the pot that I purchased from, it said it was Costa Farms, so that means it came from Florida. So I was okay with bringing this plant back to the States because it came from the States and Costa Farms is everywhere. So yeah, I can't even really give you guys care for this plant, because I think in the last 5 months I probably watered this plant maybe once or twice. Soil wise, it's very drying and very airy mix. I'm looking at it, there's plenty of soil, bark, some definitely worm casting, but I might have to top that up for this growing season. And perlite, I think, if I didn't mention, there's definitely some sand in here, but I will link above here somewhere the repotting of this plant that I did a few months ago. So since then, this plant has just like bloomed like crazy and grown even more and more and more. So I'm very excited for all of the prolific growth that will continue to come with this plant. And when I originally purchased this plant in 2014, like I said, it was smaller, and I can show you right here. This is where the plant, how tall this plant was in 2014 when I purchased it. I obviously can't show you how this small this was because, you know, there's no like point of growth where I can show you like, all right, here's the next year. But this plant I definitely can. So every just like sunken in part is a new year. So I got this is like a 1-year-old, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's been branching off like 6. So that's how I know, okay, each year this is the growth that it's been putting out, this is the growth that it's exhibiting. And sorry, it's really hard to show you guys, but I can show you the growth within this sort of within the euphorbia. So that, care wise, I would just say I keep it very, very dry. I barely water this plant. Like, honestly, within a year I probably water this plant my personal self. It's so sad. Let me be like 6 times a year, maybe. Obviously water your plants more, but within like the conditions in my home that I give it, it lives in my kitchen, so it doesn't really endure too much. And I feel like when it rains, my kitchen windows are always open. I feel like Mother Nature waters this plant for me too. So like the heavy storm days, I know this plant will get a little bit of water from the window, so I'm okay with that. So fertilization wise, I can't really give any tips because I don't fertilize this plant. I actually this year just started fertilizing it, and that is with fish emulsion. So I haven't used any like cacti or succulent fertilizers for this plant. For lighting, I keep this, all of my windows are east facing, so I keep this in my east facing window. Of course, I know this would rather a harsher sunlight environment, but as you can see, even if you give your plant maybe the lighting that it might not 100% want, but if you're giving it something that's good enough, they will thrive. As you can see, my plant is flowering, and I don't know how common these things flower, but it flowers for me. Yours can flower for you too. I don't know where the flower is coming from, but it just comes from within, and I'm not questioning it. Again, this is my second flower, and last year was the first year that it flowered for me. So again, I'm so excited that this year this is doing it again. In regards to my euphorbias, these have flowered in a weird way. Like these little, the thorny parts create this like white flower, and these, it's been a couple years since that's done that for me, or that I've paid attention, but I know that these actually flower too. But it's a whole different little white fuzzy situation. And I just noticed, I can actually tell you about the whole new growth points. So this part right here, oh, I'm trying not to like have this fall on my leg. So as you can see, this is where the growth stopped, and I have this year's new growth coming in right here. So this is this year's new growth that is coming in. So the plant speaks for itself. You know what I mean? Other than that, this video wasn't really much of a care video. It was kind of like an update. Oh my gosh, look how cool, what coolness is happening. And yeah, I will tag the video that I posted a couple months ago of like just me repotting this. 5 years later, I repotted this, and the pot that it was in previously had no drainage. So even if you have a planter pot with no drainage, just monitor your watering. Like I said, I pretty much let my plants starve for water in my kitchen windows, because that is a different sort of environment, humidity wise, heat wise. My kitchen is just hot overall, so all of my kitchen plants grow like mammoths. And like it's very humid in there too. So I think that's everything I can really say about this plant. I'm trying not to poke myself in the eye. If you have any questions, let me know down below. If you don't forget to, you know, give this video a thumbs up by liking it, comment down below like I said, share this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe, join this little kooky family because we're pretty awesome here, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every single time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys on the next one. Let's get growing like my aloe agave plant is doing. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.